Hey, everybody. So it was brought to my attention that I should kind of do like a quick little tutorial thingy just to show you guys how to make sure that you're maximizing use of the spaces that I am creating. Um, as we move into 2026, just a little change for me. I'm going to be focused more on my Patreon space, which is women only, and I'm going to be focused more on my Substack spaces for various reasons. Number one, Facebook, Instagram, they tend to get you caught up in the algorithms, and you could be posting a lot of really great information and no one will see it, or they may see it 5 to 6 days later, which I mean them controlling the timing of when people see things is actually quite crazy. There's also a lot of censorship that is happening on with any of the, I guess, like meta project products and things like that. um so I wanted to make sure that coming up I actually maximize some of the spaces that I already have. So many of you are in the Patreon community and have been there for quite some time, so I'm super appreciative of that. What I find in the Patreon community is that many of you like it because it's kind of it's been very self-guided. For probably about 3 years straight, I was doing uh there was a Wednesday meditation that I led that was live. We had it every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, but life started lifing. And honestly, I couldn't manage all of that because my health had I had some health things going on, trying to manage myself and my daughter's health. So I had to pause on that. But I love doing things live with you guys, and I am going to be bringing some live situations and sessions back for y'all. So I want to just kind of show you guys where I'm going to be so you can understand it a little bit more. Some of you may have downloaded some of these apps or saved some of these spaces because I'm over there, but I want you guys to be able to use the stuff to maximum ability, because especially if you're in Patreon, there are certain perks I want you guys to take advantage of. And there's lots of different tiers that are there. So I am going to share my screen and show you guys a bit first what we have going on. So we're going to start with Substack. Let me make sure this is sharing. Okay. So we're going to start with Substack. For those of you that were listeners to the Coconut Oil Stardust and Dope Vibes podcast, I have a continuation of that over here with Healing Through Sacred Writing. I started this care space probably, I think, 2 years ago now. It is on Substack. So I want you guys to think of Substack in the mindset of like how we used to have Blogspot. It's like a blogging space that is way more interactive, right? And so this is what the Healing Through Sacred Writing looks like. I have the podcast that's there. The podcast is on Spotify and YouTube. It shows up. You can just look up Healing Through Sacred Writing. The Soma Sanctuary is the name of the podcast. You can look that up specifically and find that in these two places. So we have the podcast. I don't use the chat feature as much, but I do want to start doing that. We have the Soma Sanctuary, which is a specific space on here that gives us resources for I'm a somatic healing practitioner. And And so we have very specific things. There's the 1 minute reset, conversation about eliminating chronic stress. And so we're going to have more information that is there coming up this year. We have mental health matters. This is a very specific spot on this space that talks about how to manage your mental health specifically. So we talked about the loneliness epidemic, navigating the holidays. I also had done last year some podcast episodes with some other professionals where we were talking about navigating the holidays, having peace of mind, and both of these. So with Substack, I like it because it's super easy for me to be able to post and navigate. But what it does is it comes to you in the form of a newsletter. So it comes to your inbox. Whenever I do a post, it comes straight to your email inbox, whichever one you use to set up your account. So when I'm posting on Healing Through Sacred Writing, this is the main vehicle. This is Mental Health Matters when it's very specific. And this is the Soma Sanctuary with all the somatic work, right? And so it's going to come to you in an email to your inbox, but you can also go to your actual Substack account and you can scroll, and it's like a timeline where you're able to scroll through the timeline and look at all of the most recent posts for the people that you follow. So I like it because there's no algorithms burying anything. Anybody that you follow on Substack, you're going to see their most recent post. You can easily click on their page and go look and see what they have been posting. Things don't get buried and things don't get like you're not going to see a post from 7 days ago pop up 10 days later. Everything, the algorithm is in order. So this is Healing Through Sacred Writing. And then this is the Love Blog. So when you go to Substack, the Love Blog I've been writing on here for probably about like 5 years or so. So when you go to Substack, when you go to the actual account, it'll ask you to, join us, subscribe. But then you can also and I'm going to do this just so you guys can see this, but I said no thanks just because I want to kind of browse. Sometimes when I'm looking at stuff, I just want to browse it first before I decide to subscribe to it. So you're definitely able to do that. For both of mine, there are, oops, wait a minute. Let me make sure I'm sharing on the right screen. Hold on. Because I said I was showing you guys the Love Blog, but then I was not. So hold on. Let's do this. Okay, now we're properly sharing. Okay. So it's not going to go back to what I had on there, but what I was talking about, but you guys will see it when you go to the specific links. Make sure I'm sharing here. Yes, I am. Okay. So this is the Love Blog. I've been writing on this for about 5 years. And this is where I have a lot of my astrology that we're talking about. And just random general musings I have on life and things like that. So once again, think blog, right? Where you're able to go and you have this specific that you have where you can write, and it comes out in newsletter form. So when you subscribe to the Love Blog, it's going to come to you in an email. But when you go and you look in the app, for instance, if you have the app, you're able to see everybody's posts in real time for that day, anybody that you're following. So on the Love Blog, I have something I started years ago on Facebook, but I have them all parked here. This is Goddess Energy and Black History Month. All of these are parked here. This is a conversation I had with a historian and genealogist, Yael Gordon. Had that earlier this year. That's parked here. And so I also have a newsletter on here called The Scribe. And The Scribe is a lot of the ancestral stuff that I've been doing. Here's another part of the conversation that I had with her. But there's a lot of my writing that's there. And then I also have a portion here called Reiki and Yoga and such. Earlier this year, I did 21 days of Reiki for myself as a challenge. You guys are able to go back through and read about that journey and the things that I spoke on there. But these are the newsletters that are under the Love blog. So if you're subscribed to this sharing space, right, then these are some of the conversations that you get with me when you subscribe to this specific sharing space, right? So these are the places where I'm going to be to have more conversation. There are chat abilities and things like that. And as you see here, this is kind of like a timeline. Like it goes through in a timeline. I can share stuff from other people's stuff. It's called a restack. I can share from other people's blogs and things like that. But just think Blogspot, right? Like how we used to have blogs back in the, well, not back in the day, but you know what I mean, whatever. So now, so I would love for you guys to be able to join me in those spaces. Those spaces are really important to me with curating conversation and having conversation that is not censored. That part is super important to me because a lot of social media, they try to censor and bury your stuff. And I see it as soon as I do a post, the post gets buried. And then I'm like, wait, I can't even find my own post. They don't even want you put in certain keywords in your post. So that part, I really want you guys to join those spaces because they're super helpful to me. And I hope they're super helpful to you. So Patreon, let's talk about Patreon. So I'm going to share my screen with Patreon here. So a lot of these places are kind of giving us the ability to share in a timeline type fashion. And so with Patreon, download the app. Please download the app or either save the URL, because some of you guys are really missing out on valuable stuff within your tiers. Okay, so this is the care space. This is the front page that you guys will see. And the post that you see, you'll see the recent post. This is one that I did where I shared about an amazing activity that I'm going to plan to do for myself within the new year coming up. Some information on shadow work. These are posts that are tagged Healing Through Sacred Writing. I was sharing those with you. These are tagged October 2025. These are some of the more popular posts that are up. And then there's a thing called collections, right? And so these are, I'm going to show you guys these. These are, first, this is the posts. The posts, when you look, they're in timeline form. So you're able to go back and you're able to see all the posts that I've been sharing for you guys. There's lots of information here. Here's one. It's like, let's chat a bit. How was 2025 for you? Collections. Hold on. Everything wants to freeze. Stuff is wanting to freeze now. There we go. So when you go to the collections tab, right, there are different collections of conversations, and they're just based on me tagging them so you guys can easily find stuff. You want to find something on personal development? Here's some stuff. Soma Sanctuary with somatic work? Here's some stuff. Mental health? Here's some stuff. Do you remember something happening specific to you back in August of 2024? Come here and look for the very specific information on astrology info, right? I've had this space for, I think, 5 or 6 years, so there's a lot of information here. What's new is the Love Expansion Academy. That is going to be a space that is coming up for you guys, and I really want to share that, so I may do a separate post about that. But I want you guys to kind of think magic school in that way. So this is gonna be a space where we are going to be learning very specific things, how to attune your intuition, conversation on astrology, me teaching you astrology. So for the people who wanted to learn astrology, we're going to be doing that. This is where you're going to be learning how to protect your energy. My goal starting this year especially is, first of all, I've been wanting to help you guys lay the groundwork for 2026. So as stuff is hitting the fan all around you, you're able to come back to these spaces and ground and anchor yourself with information that you can trust. The spaces are already here. I just want you guys to use them. So I'm going to show you the tiers in Patreon, because there's membership, but there's specific perks that come with your memberships. And I want you guys to really start honing in on that, because I'm giving you guys some perks that are really, really good, and everybody's not using them, but I want you to use them, right? So I'm going to share my screen for that. Okay. So tier 1 with Patreon, it's the Stardust tier. It's $55 a month. Keep in mind, you guys can move fluidly through the tiers whenever you need to, according to your coins, right? So if you know you got something that you want to save up for, but you don't want to leave completely, move throughout the tiers. You can move up, you can move down whenever you need to. So, and you don't ever have to leave completely. So with the Stardust tier, okay, you get your monthly lunar intuitive insight. That's the card pull that I send to you guys every month in your DM. This has been one of the best things I think about having Patreon, is that when I send you guys those messages every month, you guys are able to just kind of check in with me and be like, oh, I remember this, or I remember we talked about this happened. Like, it's a nice way to stay connected, and it's something that I totally see that you guys completely appreciate. You get $15 off of any services that are $85 or more. You get free access to Healing Through Sacred Writing and the Love Expansion Academy. So when I do post, there's a paid version of Healing Through Sacred Writing with a paywall version of certain very specific information that is more teaching style. And so you guys, I made sure that you joined. Anybody who's on the Stardust tier is already a member of Healing Through Sacred Writing, so you guys should be receiving those emails through Healing Through Sacred Writing. So you're able to get all the paywall posts over there. And then the Love Expansion Academy, when I post specific things for that, you guys will receive that information. You guys get a quarterly membership box that has kind of goodies that I, handpicked for y'all. Make sure you update your address with me. Please keep your address updated. I'm keeping these boxes quarterly. The mail prices, the shipping prices have increased. So keep that in mind. But I try to send you guys something that's, that I find interesting that I want to share with y'all. So you get a quarterly membership box mailed to you. Now, this is one of the changes. You guys are going to get a one card angel message sent to you every month. You can either ask one question or you can just receive the general channeled message sent to your DM. Because I'm going to be sending these, you can ask the month ahead, like, hey, when you send my angel message, can you send me something that answers this question? And then you'll get access to the channeled insight chat. I'm going to be having a specific chat where kind of like fireside, where we are coming together and we are chatting and talking about the energy that's happening. You guys will get to ask questions with me. So that chat is going to be coming up. And it's going to be monthly. There may be times where it's a little bit more than monthly if I have to hop on and talk about something else that's kind of crazy happening. But let me go to the second tier here. The second tier is Synergy. Now, the major difference between Synergy and Stardust is that Synergy does not have the quarterly package mailed out. You're still getting your lunar monthly reading. You get $15 off of services that are $100 and more or more. And you also get free access to Healing Through Sacred Writing and the Love Expansion Academy. And you also get access to the channel Insight Chat. This tier is $33 a month. So if you're on Stardust and you like, I gotta save just a little bit, you can always come to Synergy. You're still gonna get your perks, but you just won't get the package mailed out. But some people really like having their package. So tier number 3 is Lunar Moods. This is one of our most popular packages. And when people tend to move between the tiers, they make sure they at least maintain the Lunar Moods tier. So Lunar Moods is $22 a month. You get your Lunar monthly intuitive insight sent. You get $10 off of services that are $100 or more. You get a discount on access to Healing Through Sacred Writing. And you get to participate in one free session in the Love Expansion Academy per month. I'm going to be posting the times and dates of those sessions in advance. And so you're going to choose which one you want to participate in. You get one free session a month. There'll be different classes that are posted each month. At least 3 classes will be posted each month. You guys get to choose which one you want to participate in. And then you get access to the channeled insight chat. So you guys will be able to come to that fireside chat. And then the last tier I have is tier 4. It's the alchemy tier. What's included? So basically this tier is $9 a month. And I designed this for people who they're not necessarily interested in the readings and stuff like that. They want to stay in the loop about cosmic energy and astrology. This is for all the people that I was like, what the hell is going on? What's going on? Well, I've already posted about that because I post the insights monthly. This is for you guys that want to constantly know like what's going on. You'll have access to the channeled insight chat each month. And you'll get a discount on the Love Expansion Academy classes, right? Because these classes, we're going to be talking about the planets and how to read the natal charts and stuff like that. And you guys will get discount. discounts on those classes. So you'll get a discount code to be able to tap into any of those. But you guys are able to access to the channel insight chat. And it's just for you to be able to stay in the know. The information that I put together in the channeled insight chat is very specific. And I am this year coming up having very focused and specific conversation. I'm not talking to everybody. Okay. And so this is why I feel like it's super important. I also want to cultivate these communities for you guys, so you know that you're not in community with people who are not on level with conversation. The too many places the conversations are not, they're not congruent and they're imbalanced. And so I want you guys to feel like, okay, if I tap into Patreon and I tap into if I tap into the Patreon, if I tap into the Substack, I know what I'm getting. I know I'm getting something of value. For those of you who are in Patreon and you are a free member, you're able to gain just the general conversation, but I suggest at least stepping up to the alchemy level so you're able to join in more exclusive conversation. It's $9 a month. And you're going to make sure that you get extra value, but you're always welcome to hang out in the community. So you know the conversation being had here is curated for a specific experience. So I hope this helped you guys out with understanding the direction that I'm going in, so you can feel comfortable traveling with me in that direction and you know where I'm going. You're going to see me less on Facebook because I'm just tired of fighting algorithms. And I want to make sure that we're having very specific curated conversation that actually meets our needs. And I want to protect that information as much as possible. I think it's super important to protect the information as much as possible. I don't feel like having blanket conversations anymore with people. I want the conversation to be, I want us to have some type of applied knowledge where all of this goes. And I'm excited about it because I want you guys to feel comfortable and feel like you have an anchor in the spaces that I create. As always, feel free to DM me if you need to message me about anything, if you want any more specifics. But hopefully this helps you guys out. I will have the link to all of the pages in the post for you guys.